Hello and welcome. This is Bridges, where we talk about relationship, lifestyle, and more. For the past 1 month, we set out on a journey. And that journey was to find justice for MOHBAD, the Nigerian superstar who died under unforeseen circumstances. The last video I dropped here, I brought you up to speed as to where we are in that investigation and search for justice for MOHBAD. I told you I was going to bring you up to speed whenever the coroner inquest resumes. And now the good news we have is that that inquest has begun. A coroner inquest is supposed to be a non-biased investigation, inquiry into certain types of deaths. A coroner is someone who has been charged legally with the responsibility of critically looking into some kind of death to unravel the circumstances that are beyond evidences submitted to court, circumstances that are not proven, and circumstances that are not just public speculations. A little delve into personal issues, personal life, personal accounts, up-close investigation into what could have caused the death of someone, and in most cases a homicide. The inquest started off 2 weeks back, but actively on the 25th of October 2023, witnesses were called in to give their accounts, and 3 of the witnesses have given their accounts, and those 3 are the major witnesses in this incident. First is MOHBAD's mother, who have lived somewhat apart from him throughout his stay when he was alive. The mother was supposed to, or is supposed to have separated from his father when he was 7 years old and got reunited with him in 2019. Remember, MOHBAD is 27 years old. Please do the calculation as to how long he stayed without a mother figure. Now, the mother in her account said God had told her MOHBAD was going to be a minister of the gospel, a pastor, exactly. And you know, nobody has control over how things go in his life, totally sometimes. Or nobody has 100% control of events in his life. Against the wishes of 2 people who set out to be parents to MOHBAD, circumstances had to bring an end to their union, and they went their separate ways. So the mother never really saw his son progress into that vision of becoming a worker in the vineyard of God. Rather, he went into secular music. The boy worked so hard, and the mother never knew what he was up to until 2019, when she got to know he had become a musician. And guess what? He was in the Naira Marley record label. His mother opined that his boy, who had reunited with him, told him his sufferings in that record label, how so much he's always beaten, how he's despised, and how a lot goes down there, to the extent of telling her not to take anything to eat from that circle. She had also said that she advised the child to leave the record label, and he said they have agreements and cannot leave until it is 3 years over. It's understandable. Every agreement has a timeline, and if you breach the agreement, you lose. So for a boy who has worked so hard to see something come out of his efforts, he wouldn't want to leave. By the efforts of a mother, she advised her son to reach out to people who she would have seen as bigger heads in the industry. She had asked the son to complain to a popular Yoruba musician, Pasuma. Everybody knows Pasuma, and probably Naira Marley would listen to him. But she said not much was left to be desired. But the last straw that broke the camel's back was when she got a call when MOHBAD passed away that he had died out of a fight with a friend. Coincidentally, she had visited him 2 days to the time. And how will it feel that less than 72 hours after your contact with your child, whom you may have prayed for, whom you may have also advised, whom you may have also made plans with, how would it be that you never said goodbye and it was just the last of it? That was her own account as to her life with her son that has just died. Now, the second person that was also interviewed in that inquest was Mohbad's personal DJ, Spending. I will always be calling them their nicknames, their AKAs, because it's easier to call. So Spending had said that, anyway, in his own accounts, he implied too that Mohbad was in constant danger around Naira Marley and his group, especially at a time when he had said he's leaving their record label to start up his own parts in his Imolenization. Imole means light, and he chose that name and he started his EP, Imolenization. And then he was passionate about building that brand, but he never had the opportunity. Things took a very drastic turn after he had a show in his hometown, Ikorodu, in Lagos State, Nigeria. That fateful weekend, Mohbad had performed and then got home. According to what the police said in their account, a fight had ensued between him and one other of his friends called Prime Boy, where he sustained injuries. And then when they got home, he didn't have access to his personal nurse. Then this other friend and DJ, Spending, had to come in, bringing in an auxiliary nurse. And he also acknowledged in that inquest that it was immediately an injection was given him by the nurse that series of reactions took place. Amongst those reactions was the goosebumps all over his body, the vomiting where he threw up the noodles he had eaten, then the jerking or the convulsions, and that was it. In his own account, they moved him to the hospital, which said he has passed out. And then the third person that gave his own testimony was Mohbad's father. Of course, he has been under serious scrutiny by the public as to why he hurriedly buried his child and the way he was buried. He had the opportunity to clear himself by saying that the mortuary was filled up, at least the one they went to, I presume. There was no space. And I would add at this point that maybe out of frustration, being overwhelmed, he just decided to let the boy be thrown into the ground and let it just end there. And according to his tradition, it is never a good thing for a parent to bury a child. So in most cases, they bury them significantly early. But I think that was too early. Early is relative. It can be a few days, it can be hours, it can even be weeks. He had also opined that Mohbad had lived with his record label manager, Naira Marley, for a significant amount of time, and he never knew where exactly they lived until he had the opportunity to go plead on his behalf when they had a misunderstanding. He also felt or said that he never knew he was being recorded by Naira Marley. And then after that situation, he made a very grave allegation on Mohbad's wife. Anyway, we will get to hear from her, because the internet is agog with the news that she had poisoned her husband or drugged him by a sleeping pill or an overdose of drugs. But I think that's rumor or assertion or whatever I can call it would have come from the statement of Mohbad's father, who said that Wunmi, Mohbad's wife, regularly puts sleeping pills and some overdose of some medications in his food, drink, and whatever he ate just to get him to sleep so she could have her way with his group friends. I don't know how true that is. But if you ask me, I think that is damning. I would also not know why a father-in-law who should be putting his family together at a point like this would be exposing the son's wife the more. People have also suggested or even vehemently said that they are secretly dragging property with Mohbad's wife and wondered why so early. That is a regular occurrence in African homes, especially with a younger wife as Wunmi, to feel that they have killed their husbands either to have the freedom to do more things or probably some other sinister plans. Whatever the case, I still do not know how true that is. I think the coroner is going to put 1 and 2 together to bring out what the truth really is. And then Wunmi's sister has publicly also said that the family is giving her trouble with Mohbad's property. I hope all these are not really true, because whether or not they drag with the young lady, she has a child that is a replica and a duplicate of their son. So he's still very much around. I would not want to take more of your time concerning this inquest. I will bring you up to speed whenever the testimony of other suspects come in as slated on the 7th of November. So now that Mohbad's father is complaining that a lot of people say he appears to them, and that is because his soul has not been put to rest, or his body has not been laid to Mother Earth, and he is pleading that everything be hastened so his boy can rest. I believe that the inquest of Adetayo Shotobi of the Conde Johnson courthouse in Ikorodu will do all within its power and time frame to grant Mohbad's father's requests of a speedy investigation. In the next date, I hope to bring you up to speed with the testimony of the remaining 3 suspects, because I feel that they are drawn from the conclusions or the names listed from the police investigation. So we have Mohbad's wife, we have Sam Larry, we have Naira Marley, all expected to testify on that day. But until then, just keep hoping and staying safe. Thank you so much for stopping by and for staying put and for subscribing. I appreciate your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.